I always thought the worst thing that could happen to a marriage was falling out of love. Turns out, it's realizing the person you love never really cared about you at all. We've been married 8 years. No kids yet, by choice, though lately she started making hints. We're not getting any younger, she said. I thought it meant she wanted to build a family. What she really meant was she wanted to build a future with someone else. My wife, Anna, always got along weirdly well with my brother, Mark. He's 2 years younger, more extroverted, the fun sibling. Life of the party type. I always chalked up their banter to harmless chemistry. You know how it is, some people just click. But I didn't think twice. Why would I? He's my brother. It started small. A missed text here, a sudden night out there. Girls' nights with friends I've never met. Silent phones flipped face down. Her laugh changed, too. Not the usual chuckle I knew so well, but this high-pitched, almost performative thing that came out when Mark was around. I noticed. I ignored it. Then came the infamous game night. Mark had invited us over. Just us, him, and a couple friends. Nothing crazy. Pizza, beer, board games. I almost didn't go. Had work early the next day, but Anna pushed hard. Come on, babe. You never relax anymore. So I went. We got there around 7. Everyone else bailed last minute. It was just me, Anna, and Mark. Guess it's just us, he said with that crooked smirk. Something in his tone didn't sit right, but I shook it off. We cracked open some drinks and settled into Cards Against Humanity. By midnight, I was dozing off on the couch. I woke up around 1:30 a.m. The TV was still on. Lights dim. No one around. I checked the bathroom, empty. Kitchen, empty. Then I heard something upstairs. I didn't want to believe it. I wanted to turn around, grab my keys, and go. But I went up. Quietly. Mark's guest room door was closed, yet the noises told me everything. I stood frozen. My chest tightened. My wife. The woman I married. And my brother. My wife. My fucking wife. And my brother. I didn't open the door. I didn't scream. I turned around, walked out the front door, and sat in my car. I stayed there for over an hour. I don't even remember driving home. I didn't confront her. Not that night. She came home the next morning like nothing happened. Smiled, kissed me on the cheek. Said, "You were out cold, huh?" I nodded. I've been quiet since. Observing. Planning. Because I want to be sure. 100% sure. Next time, I won't walk away. The next few days, I acted normal. Too normal, probably. She didn't suspect a thing. If anything, she seemed relieved. Like something heavy had been lifted off her. She smiled more. Even tried to be extra affectionate. That part made me sick. But I played along. I needed proof. Not for a dramatic confrontation. I needed it because part of me still didn't believe what I heard that night. Or maybe I did believe it, and I just needed to punish myself with confirmation. So I ordered a mini voice recorder online. Small enough to fit in a wallet. Battery lasted 12 hours. I tested it, hid it in her purse, and waited. Thursday night, she had another girls' night. She got dressed way too nicely for a wine night with coworkers. Black dress, heels, hair done. Her perfume hit me like a lie wrapped in roses. "You sure you don't want to come with?" she asked, looking me right in the eye. I forced a smile. "Nah, babe. Have fun." As soon as she left, I set a timer. 11 hours until the recorder maxed out. She got back around 1:45 a.m. I was asleep. She kissed my forehead and climbed into bed. The next morning, I played it back while she was showering. I can't even describe how I felt hearing her voice change. The way she talked to Mark was not how she talked to me. Giddy, flirty. Her laugh, the high-pitched one I noticed, was all over the place. "God, I can't believe we're doing this again," she said. Mark's voice, "You love it. Don't lie." They kissed, shared quiet laughter, and their voices carried my name. "About me? You think he suspects anything?" Mark asked. She giggled. "He's clueless. Still thinks I'm out drinking Pinot with Kelly." They laughed. Hard. I stopped the playback right there. My hand was shaking. My stomach felt like it was eating itself. I wanted to scream. Instead, I tucked the recorder back and went to make coffee. She came downstairs like nothing happened. Sat across from me, scrolling her phone. I asked, "Have fun last night?" She nodded. "Yeah, Kelly got super drunk." "Kelly, who moved to Colorado 2 months ago." "Oh yeah? She visited in town?" She froze. Looked up. "What?" No. I meant Katie." "Right. Katie." That was when I knew. She was never going to admit it. She was going to keep lying until she got caught red-handed. But I wasn't ready to tip my hand. Not yet. Instead, I bought another recorder. This time, I put it in his car. Mark drives a silver Dodge Charger, still tricked out from his fast and furious face. The guy's almost 35 and still thinks loud mufflers are cool. He parks it in the same spot outside his apartment every day, right under a busted streetlight. Perfect cover. I went there Saturday night. Wore gloves, hoodie, dark jeans. Popped the passenger door open with the spare key he gave me 2 years ago, in case of emergencies. Guess this qualified. I wedged the recorder under the seat cushion. Set it to voice activation. If they got in the car, it'd pick up everything. 2 nights later, jackpot. She left the house in sweats and a hoodie. Going to Target, she said. No purse, no list, no keys, just her phone and that fake smile. I said, pick up some detergent. She nodded and practically skipped out the door. Next morning, I retrieved the recorder. I don't even know how to explain what I heard without wanting to punch something. They didn't just talk about me like I wasn't a person. They talked about me like I was a problem they needed to solve. Just tell him already, Mark said. Are you serious? She snapped. He'll fall apart. Or worse, go all nice guy rage and start smashing things. You said he's been distant, Mark replied. Maybe he's seeing someone too. No, she said. If he was, he wouldn't be this calm. It's like he knows. Or suspects. Then came the worst part. I don't want to deal with lawyers, she said. What if we just wait it out? Mark, wait for what? Him to leave? She paused. Or maybe she smiled. I couldn't see, but I felt it. Him to find someone else and walk away. Then we're in the clear. No fighting. No court. I nearly crushed the recorder in my hand. They weren't just betraying me. They were strategizing my exit. Like my marriage was a board game, and they were waiting for me to take the wrong move. I sat in my garage for an hour, just listening to that same conversation on repeat. I don't know why. Maybe I needed to convince myself it wasn't a dream. She came home that night and offered me a beer. Sat next to me on the couch. Leaned into my shoulder like we were still something real. I missed you, she said. I swallowed it. Nodded. Missed you too. Inside, I was boiling. But now I had 2 recorders, 2 different angles. And I was just getting started. By this point, I had everything but a confession. I had her voice. I had his voice. I had their plans. But none of it had a date. None of it put them physically together in the act. And if this went to court, divorce, division of assets, maybe even a public fallout, I needed that final nail in the coffin. So I came up with something. I texted Mark on a Thursday. Hey man, Anna's been acting weird lately. You think she's hiding something? Within 10 seconds he replied. Weird how? That was it. He took the bait. I played dumb. I think she might be cheating. Don't tell her I said anything. He didn't reply for 5 minutes. Then, bro, are you serious? I knew what he was doing. He was already sweating, already looking over his shoulder. Perfect. The next morning, I told Anna I was going out of town for work. 2-day conference. Sunday night to Tuesday morning. She didn't even try to hide the excitement in her eyes. She played it off well, said she'd miss me. Hugged me a little too tight, like she was already celebrating. Sunday night, I parked 2 blocks from our house. Left the lights off, stayed in the car. I had installed a doorbell cam weeks earlier, hidden inside the porch light. Synced to my phone. 9:42 p.m., motion alert. I opened the app. Mark, my brother, walking up to the front door with a 6-pack. She opened it in a robe. They kissed. Right there. On the porch. No shame. No fear. Just 2 snakes tangled up in betrayal. He walked in. Door closed. I waited. Exactly 18 minutes later, I sent Mark a text. Hey, forgot something in the garage. Mind checking it for me? He didn't answer. But I watched through the cam as he opened the front door, shirtless, and stepped outside. He looked around. Opened the garage. I had a Bluetooth speaker already waiting in there, tucked in the rafters. And I hit play. His own voice came through, loud and clear. Just tell him already. He'll fall apart. He froze. Then the next line. What if we just wait it out? He looked up like the ceiling was caving in. I stepped out of the car and walked toward him. His eyes met mine. He didn't speak. Neither did I. Anna came out behind him, still in the robe. Her face went white. You left the porch cam on, I said calmly. Say cheese. The second Anna saw me walking toward them, everything changed. Her fake confidence vanished. The robe clung tighter around her body, as if that could somehow undo what just happened. Her mouth opened, then closed. No words. Mark? He looked like he'd just seen the Grim Reaper. I stopped in front of them. Didn't say a word. Just held up my phone and tapped the screen. The porch cam footage began playing. Them kissing. Clear as day. Anna dropped to her knees. Not begging. Not crying. Vomiting. Right there, on the front lawn. The guilt must have slammed into her stomach all at once. Either that or the fear of what was about to come. Mark stepped back, raised his hands. Let's talk, man. Please. I looked at him, really looked at him, and said, you had every girl in the world to choose from, and you chose my wife. Anna wiped her mouth and crawled toward me on her knees. I didn't mean for it to happen. I swear. It started after that fight we had in May, remember? You said you wished I'd disappear. I laughed. So you disappeared into his bed? Mark tried to play mediator, like he wasn't a grown-ass man who'd just blown up his brother's life. Bro, you've been distant. Cold. You haven't touched her in months. I nodded. Right. And you decided to warm her up for me. Anna reached for my hand. Please don't leave. We can fix this. I pulled my hand away. There's no we anymore. Then I walked past them both, straight into the house. I could hear Anna sobbing behind me, gagging again from the stress. Mark started yelling at her, like this was her fault now. That was rich. Inside, I didn't touch anything. Just went upstairs, opened the closet, pulled out the duffel I had packed 2 nights ago, grabbed the folder off my desk, divorce papers, already filled out. I had even printed photos from the porch cam and stapled them to the back. Neat little package. Walked back out. Tossed the folder onto the porch between them. Anna reached for it like it might burn her. Mark didn't even try to read it. I'll be back tomorrow for the rest of my stuff, I said. Don't be here. I got in the car and drove off. My hands were shaking, but I wasn't crying. I wasn't sad. I was free. The next morning, I got a call from my mom. I didn't answer. Then a call from Dad, followed by a barrage of texts. Your brother told us everything. This isn't how family treats family. She made a mistake, but you're blowing it out of proportion. I didn't even get 12 hours before the guilt trip started. When I finally picked up, my mom jumped straight into it. You're divorcing her over this? I stared at the wall, blinking. Over this. Over this. I said flat. You mean the part where my wife was screwing my brother for months behind my back? Or the part where they plotted how to get rid of me without a fight? She hesitated. He said it wasn't like that. He said you were being cold. That she was lonely. And Mark's always looked up to you. I hung up. 5 minutes later, I was pulling into their driveway. Dad was on the porch. Mom came out the door as I parked. Mark was already inside, sitting on the couch like he owned the place. He stood up when he saw me. You gonna hit me? Go ahead, man. Get it out. I didn't say a word. I pulled my phone from my pocket, opened a folder labeled insurance. Clicked play. Anna's voice. He's clueless. Still thinks I'm out drinking Pinot with Kelly. Mark's voice. You love it. Don't lie. The room went dead. Then I played the car conversation. The one where they talked about waiting me out. About hoping I'd walk away quietly. My mom's face drained of color. Dad looked like someone just unplugged his brain. I finished with the porch cam footage. The kiss, the laugh, the smugness. Then I tucked the phone back in my jacket and said, any more family therapy sessions? Mark opened his mouth. My dad cut him off. Get the hell out of my house. What? Mark blinked. I said get out, Dad repeated louder. Now. My mom looked stunned, but she didn't stop him. Mark shuffled out the front door like a kicked puppy. I followed behind him, not because I had anything to say, but because I needed to watch him leave. He got in his car, drove off. My dad turned to me. I didn't know. I swear to God, son. I believe you, I said. Then I left, too. I don't need anyone's permission to walk away from betrayal. I had just started to breathe again. 2 days after the confrontation, I moved into a short-term rental. Small 1-bedroom. No frills, but clean. Quiet. Peaceful. I hadn't slept that well in months. Until she showed up. It was 8:17 a.m. on a Sunday. I was still in boxers and half a cup into my coffee when there was a knock. I opened the door, and there she was. Pale, swollen eyes, hair tied back like she hadn't slept. Anna. And in her hand, a pregnancy test. I need to talk, she said. I leaned against the doorframe. Talk then. She held the test up like it was some holy relic. I'm late. I took 2 of these. Both positive. I blinked. And her voice cracked. It might be yours. I let out a short laugh. Might? You're serious with this right now? She stepped forward. Please. Can we talk inside? I didn't move. Are you saying it could also be Mark's? She didn't answer. That was the answer. So you're telling me you're pregnant, I said, and you don't know whose it is. She looked like she wanted the earth to open up and swallow her. I wasn't with him that many times, I swear, she said quietly. I crossed my arms. Right. Just enough times to lose count. She started crying. I still didn't move. Please, she sobbed. I don't want to do this alone. You should have thought of that before you let my brother get so close to you. She dropped to the porch, still clutching the test. I made a mistake. A horrible mistake. I don't want to lose you. I don't want to raise a baby like this. Just tell me what to do. I looked down at her. Cold. Detached. Like a stranger. You can start, I said, by telling Mark he might be a dad. Then I shut the door. Blocked her number. Again. I thought that would be the end of it. It wasn't. A plain white envelope showed up in my mailbox 5 days later. No return address. Just my name, scribbled in messy handwriting I recognized instantly. Mark. I almost tossed it without reading. But curiosity got the better of me. Inside was a single sheet of paper. Handwritten. No salutation, no dear brother, no apology. Just this. I know you'll probably never speak to me again. I don't blame you. I'm not writing to make excuses. I just need you to know something. It didn't start with Anna. She didn't chase me. I chased her. It started last year, after your birthday. You remember? We had that party at your place. She wore that black dress. You left early to go help Mom with something, and we were in the kitchen, alone. I kissed her. She told me to stop. Said it was wrong. I said it was just a joke. 2 weeks later, I tried again. She let me. That's how it started. I knew what I was doing. I knew she was married. I knew she was your wife. And I still did it. I wanted to be you. Always did. You got the job, the house, the respect. I got leftover praise. So when she didn't push me away, I convinced myself it was fair. But I never loved her. I just wanted something of yours. I'm sorry. For real. I know it doesn't mean anything, but I needed to say it. No signature. Just that. I read it twice, then 3 more times. My hands were shaking again, but not from anger. It was something else. Something I didn't expect. Pity. He didn't sleep with her because he loved her. He did it because he hated me. Or maybe hated himself. It didn't excuse a damn thing. But it explained a lot. The bitterness. The fake compliments. The way he always tried to one-up me in dumb conversations. I thought he was just being a little brother. Turns out, he was obsessed. And now he had nothing. No girl. No job. Dad told me he'd quit 2 days ago. No spine to face me in person. Just a letter. I folded it, put it back in the envelope, and tossed it in the trash. Whatever sympathy I felt evaporated by morning. Especially after what happened next. I was sitting on my balcony when my phone rang again. Unknown number. I was about to let it go to voicemail, but something told me to pick up. Hello. Hi. This is Tom, right? The voice was shaky. Female. Older. Yes. Who's this? This is Margaret. Anna's mom. I froze. I hadn't spoken to her parents since our wedding. We heard what happened, she continued. About the divorce. The affair. Everything. I waited. She's not okay, she said. She told us she might be pregnant. And she doesn't know who the father is. I know. She hesitated. Then, Tom, we need to know. If it's yours. If there's a chance, we need to know. I didn't say anything. Not yet. Then her dad got on the line. Tom, we're not asking for her. We're asking for the child. If it's yours, you deserve to know. If it's not, well, we'd rather not be tied to your brother. That stung more than I expected. I'm not raising that kid, I said flatly. No one's asking you to, Margaret said quickly. We want closure. For everyone. I rubbed my temple. Finally, I said, fine. But on one condition. Anything. I choose the clinic. I choose the date. And she doesn't contact me. You do. Silence. Then agreement. We scheduled it for the following Wednesday. Private clinic. Discreet. Anna didn't even look at me in the waiting room. She came alone. No Mark. Just sat there quietly, flipping through a magazine like this was a flu shot. We each did our part. Swabs, paperwork. No words exchanged. Then we left. Separately. 3 days later, I got the call. Not mine. The wave of relief that hit me. I can't describe it. Not joy. Not vindication. Just clarity. I was done. I called Margaret and told her the result. She cried. Thank you, she said. You didn't have to do that. You're right, I said. I didn't. Then I blocked the number. But peace was short-lived. It was just after midnight on a Friday. I was asleep on the couch, beer half finished on the table, Netflix still running in the background, when I heard something outside. A soft clink. Then another. I sat up, paused the TV, listened. Then I heard it. Metal on metal. Someone was trying to jimmy the back door. I grabbed my phone, turned off the screen light, and crept toward the kitchen. Peeked through the blinds. It was Mark. Sweating. Hoodie on. Fumbling with a screwdriver and the deadbolt like he'd never broken into a place in his life. I stood there for a second, stunned. Was this really happening? Then I snapped into gear. I didn't shout. I didn't confront. I called the cops. Yeah, there's someone trying to break into my house. Back door. I have him on video. No, I'm not confronting him. I'm inside. Dispatch stayed on the line with me. Stay where you are. Officers are en route. But Mark didn't give them time. 10 seconds later, the lock clicked. The door creaked open. He stepped inside. That's when I stepped out of the shadows, baseball bat in one hand, phone in the other. He froze. Get out. His eyes widened. Tom, wait. Just let me explain. You picked the wrong door, Mark. He took one step toward me. I raised the bat. Don't, I warned. He looked half-crazed. Red-eyed. Drunk? Hi. I couldn't tell. But he wasn't sober. This was never supposed to happen, he mumbled. She said you didn't love her anymore. She said you were done. And you believed her? I barked. That gave you the green light to crawl into my marriage. He started crying. I lost everything. My job. My girl. My ****ing life. You took everything back, and now I've got nothing. You never had it to begin with. I pointed toward the open door. Get out. While you still have your teeth. He stepped back. Tom, Flashlights. Red and blue lit up the windows. Sirens cut through the air. Cops swarmed the porch. Hands where we can see him. He didn't resist. He just stood there, defeated, as they cuffed him. I gave them the footage from the security cam. He was charged with attempted unlawful entry and trespassing. Misdemeanors. But enough. I didn't press assault charges. But I made it very clear. If he ever comes near me again, I will. It was the last time I saw him. But not the last time I heard from her. A week after the break-in, I got another envelope. No return address. Different handwriting. But I recognized the perfume on the paper before I even opened it. Anna. I should have burned it. But I didn't. Inside was a handwritten letter, 5 pages long. Pages filled with desperation, half apologies, and one final attempt to rewrite history. Here's a sample. Tom, I know you probably hate me. I would too. But I need you to know my side. What happened with Mark wasn't planned. It started after we had that huge fight in the kitchen, remember? When you said I never listen, and I walked out. That night, Mark texted me, just to check in. He brought over wine, and we talked for hours. I felt seen. I felt like someone finally cared how I felt. She felt seen. She felt seen by my brother, while I was sleeping in our bed thinking she just needed space. She went on. We didn't sleep together that night. Not until a month later. It just kept happening. But I didn't love him, Tom. Not like I loved you. I was scared. Scared that we drifted so far we'd never come back. And when he started pushing for more, I realized I'd made a mistake. Here's the kicker. I took the test again. I lied. I'm not pregnant. I just wanted a reason to talk to you. To maybe see if we could try again. She lied. Again. The pregnancy test wasn't just a scare. It was a manipulative attempt to open the door one last time. And when that didn't work, she fell back on the classic. It was a mistake. I still love you. She ended with, you once said we were fire and stone. I was the flame, and you were the rock that held everything together. I still believe that. Even now. I'm sorry. For everything. If you ever want to talk, I'll be here. No signature. No address. Just that. I folded the letter in half and dropped it in the shredder. She was right about one thing. I was the rock. And I still am. But I'm done carrying other people's fires. By the time the divorce hearing rolled around, I thought I'd seen it all. We'd agreed to a no-fault split. On paper, at least. I had stacks of evidence. She didn't contest anything. No lawyers. Just paperwork and signatures. I walked into that courthouse calm. Focused. Ready to finally put this nightmare behind me. But then the clerk handed me a manila envelope with a raised eyebrow. This came in late. From the respondent. I opened it. Inside. A counter affidavit. From Anna. And stapled to the back? A letter from Mark. To the court. My heart dropped. It read, "To whom it may concern. I, Mark, redacted, want to clarify that my relationship with Anna, redacted, was not romantic in nature. We were emotionally close, yes, but I never had sexual relations with her. Any recordings or conversations captured were taken out of context. The allegations of infidelity are exaggerated and misinterpreted by my brother, Thomas, redacted, due to long-standing personal conflicts between us." I couldn't believe it. He was trying to rewrite history. In a court document. And Anna had signed off on it. My lawyer, who I'd retained at the last minute just to be safe, took one look at the papers, then looked at me. "This is a play," she said. "They're trying to dirty the waters, make the judge question the clean split. Maybe even reduce her share of the blame to gain leverage." "But we have the recordings," I said. She smiled. "Exactly. So when it was our turn, my lawyer stepped up, cool as ice, and handed the judge a flash drive. 'Your Honor,' she said, 'before we proceed, we'd like to enter into evidence 3 audio recordings and 1 video clip, proof of infidelity, taken by my client, with date and timestamps.'" The judge listened to 30 seconds of Anna giggling. "He still thinks I'm out drinking Pinot with Kelly." Then Mark's voice. "You love it. Don't lie." The judge waved his hand. "That's enough," he said. He turned to Anna. "Do you have any additional statements to make?" She looked down. "No, Your Honor. Divorce granted. 70/30ths asset split, in my favor. She got the car, some furniture, and the debt on a credit card she thought was in my name. It wasn't. I walked out of that courthouse with everything I needed, my dignity, my freedom, and a judge's stamp confirming what I already knew. She was full of shit. 3 months passed. Life started to settle. I moved into a better apartment, finally went on a few dates, nothing serious, but enough to feel like myself again. Then one night, while I was grilling on my tiny balcony, my phone buzzed. Unknown number. Normally, I let those go, but something told me to pick up. "Hi, is this Tom?" "Yeah." "Who's this?" "My name's Rachel. I hope this isn't weird, but I'm dating your brother." I froze. "You're what?" "Mark," she said. "Mark, redacted. I found your number on his old emergency contact list. I'm sorry to call like this, but I need to ask you something." I stepped inside, closed the door, and sat down. "Go ahead. I think he's cheating on me," she said. "He keeps disappearing at night. He hides his phone. He lies about where he's been. And whenever I ask questions, he gets angry." I exhaled through my nose. "Why are you asking me?" "Because I found something," she said quietly. "A box in his closet. It had pictures of your ex-wife. Letters. Old concert tickets. A necklace with her initials on it. Some were dated after your divorce finalized." I rubbed my eyes. "You think they're still talking?" "I don't know," she said. "But I thought maybe you'd want to know." I laughed. Not because it was funny, but because it was pathetic. "He's probably still obsessed with her," I said. "He never wanted her. He just wanted to beat me at something." Rachel sighed. "That's what it feels like. He barely talks about his childhood, but when he does, it's always about you. About how perfect Tom was. How your parents always picked you. But then he'll flip and say you ruined everything." I leaned back. It all made sense. "Still, Rachel," I said, "you seem smart. You called the right person. So here's my advice. Pack your stuff and get out. He's not done hurting people yet." She went quiet. Then, "Thank you. Seriously." We hung up. That night, I couldn't sleep. Not because I missed Anna. Not because I cared about Mark. But because I realized something. This whole time, I thought I was the victim of betrayal. But the truth? I was the target of envy. It came as an email this time. Subject line, "Can we talk?" I almost deleted it without reading. But curiosity still had a hold on me, even after everything. I opened it. "Hi, Tom. I know I'm the last person you want to hear from, and I won't blame you if you never reply. But I wanted to say a few things before I disappear from your life for good. I lied a lot. To you. To myself. To everyone. I convinced myself you didn't care about me anymore because it was easier than admitting I'd stopped caring first. Mark didn't force anything. It was my decision. Every time. I thought I could control it, keep it separate. I thought I was smart. I wasn't. After you left, I spiraled. I kept seeing Mark, but he got weird. Possessive. Angry. He started blaming me for everything. Said I ruined both your lives. I left him after 2 months. I'm alone now. I've been seeing a therapist. She says I should try to make amends, even if it doesn't fix anything. So here I am, making my mess official. I'm sorry. I don't expect forgiveness. I just wanted you to know that I understand now. You didn't break us. I did. You were the best thing in my life. I only realized that when it was already over. It ended there. No plea. No request. Just a confession in plain text. I thought about it for a few minutes. Then I replied, Anna, I hope therapy helps. I don't hate you, but I don't miss you either. You lied. You cheated. You tried to manipulate me with a fake pregnancy. Then you tried to gaslight the court with Mark. I'm not bitter. I'm just done. You didn't just end our marriage. You proved it never really meant anything to you. Take care of yourself. And don't ever contact me again. I hit send, then archived the thread. And for the first time in over a year, I felt weightless. No more letters. No more secrets. No more of them. It's been a year. A full, brutal, freeing year since I found out my wife, my own wife, was cheating on me with my brother. Since the porch cam. Since the lie about the pregnancy. Since Mark tried to break in and begged me to forgive the same betrayal he never would have let slide if the roles were reversed. Since Anna's last email. A lot has changed. I moved out of state. Took a promotion I'd originally turned down because she didn't want to leave her job. Funny how quickly things open up once deadweight's gone. I'm living in a small city now. Different place, different people. No more shared memories on every corner. No awkward run-ins. No one who knows my past unless I choose to share it. And the best part? I don't think about them much anymore. Mark's still in town, last I heard. Dating someone new. Or maybe not. I don't care. Anna moved back in with her parents for a while, then vanished from all social media. Maybe she's rebuilding her life. Maybe she's not. That's not my story anymore. I've been dating again. Real connections. I laugh more. Sleep better. I take walks without feeling like I'm being watched by ghosts. But the biggest shift? I don't blame myself anymore. That took time. Therapy helped. So did silence. So did distance. Here's what I've learned from the wreckage. If something feels off, trust your gut. Your instincts are often more honest than your heart. Loyalty isn't love. It's not enough to be faithful if the other person is playing a different game. Family can betray you. Blood means nothing when respect is gone. Forgiveness isn't for them. It's for you. But forgiveness doesn't mean access. And most importantly, losing everything fake will make room for everything real. I didn't deserve what happened, but I'm grateful it happened. Because now, I know exactly who I am. Without her, without him, without lies. I'm not broken. I'm clean.